Let's see if we are live. Woo! Maybe? Maybe. Yes! We are live. I'm just gonna send off the stream link to make sure that, you know, people can actually see it. Sorry, it's been a while since I've actually streamed and had to talk live. Reprehensible, by the way. I like to be prepared, and yet I am not. Oh, right. I meant to set up some music. I'm so sorry. Let's just get that all set up. I can't believe I almost forgot. I need some ambiance, I swear to God. I find it pleasant. Anyway, the thing is, I've been so God, I don't even know how to start. It's just that I've been so excited about Hazbin for so long. It's like totally broken my brain. It's busted. It's over for me. I'm so cringe. But the thing is that through this cringe, I have become so free. In ways that you can't even begin to comprehend. Hopefully. I still feel shame about it, but now I feel shame with a giant picture of Alistair on my wall. So that's either worse or better. Anyway, there's this, draw this in your style challenge that I saw on Twitter for Hazbin for this really neat picture of Charlie, and I thought, well, why not? I've been wanting to do it for so long, so I thought I'd, you know, participate. This art piece is created by, hold on, by Araveri on Twitter. I'll just write it down so that way you can see. There. Anyway, I've been wanting to do this one for so long, and, well, now I have the time to do it. I'm very excited. I am hoping I'll mellow out a little bit. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna, lightly trace the sketch just to get the general ideas in. I don't want to take the picture, but I want to, you know, indicate the idea of what I'm supposed to be recreating. Yeah, I'm hoping I can stream all throughout spring break. Different streams, every day. I don't know. Just a lot of stuff in mind. Obviously, today is the art stream, though I might do another art stream later on just because I don't know if everybody necessarily wants to watch me gush about Hazbin. God. I was thinking about doing a karaoke stream too, but that's exclusively because I want to do the fun songs from the show. I think it's so fun. Tragically, I'm a big, big fan. And is it good? Who knows? Do I like it? Yes. There has to be something said about, the morals of just liking something. Sometimes you just like a thing, and that is enough. You know, bliss, all that. So if we're gonna start with the face, we're gonna drag this off to the side actually so I have a reference because I want this good. I would like this to be good. It would just suck if it wasn't. But God, I don't know. Has-Been has just been, like, really big for me at the moment. Like, in January, like, I'm in animation school at the moment, and, like, in January I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be lucky if I get a job shining in animator's shoes at this rate, but, like, after watching this series, I'm like, yeah, why don't I have my own series? Because, like, it's... the fact that they were created at all, it's inspiring. I'm just gonna... It's really hard to talk and draw, I forgot. I'm just so excited. I don't know, it's just become really important for me. I'm gonna start with the eye first, that way I can sculpt the head around its shape. Like, it's gotten me excited about animation again in, like, ways that's so unreal. And that's really important to me, like, I swear. It's... oh yeah, I swear, I had, like, a rant about the songs of the show, where it's like, oh, yeah. But, to be honest, now that I'm just doing this is just, like, I'm just excited. I'm very, very excited, and I'm helping nobody. Sorry, Mark. Sorry, Dolly Lore, but I'm so cringe. My favorite character is Alistair. He's just so funny to me. He's like... like, I like his whole deal. He just sits around ominously in the background for like 50% of the time. Like, if his arc isn't like really, really good, then all this build-up will be for nothing. But because we're just in like the build-up stage, it does not matter at all. And that makes it really, really funny to me. But also it's just like other things, like I like his design, I like his little suit, I like the fact that he's canonically, like, he's just a fan of women, which I think is really funny. Mama's boy aspect, I think it's just funny to me. Tragically, he is my favorite. I'm very endeared to him. I actually have like the pinup poster that they did for this Valentine's Day in my house. I don't know why. He's just kind of there. And it's like, yeah, sure. Do it for him, whatever. No! Not my merch. Not my silly little pictures. I'm getting to the point in my obsession, though, this tragic obsession of mine that has lasted, like, that might as well be a hyperfixation at this point, that, like, I might actually just begin making merch for myself just because it's, like, who else is gonna know how to appeal to me more than me? And also, I keep missing out on the good Etsy sales. Like, I think I was beginning to get really into, like, some of the Spindlethorpe stuff with, like, Look My Way and, like, the twins from, Helluvaboss with, like, Lit Sing Glam for the musical thing. It was, I don't know, it was just, like, I liked it a lot the latest episode. But then Has-Been finally hit, and, like, episode 4 just knocked my socks off to the point of being very, very uncomfortable that I just had to keep watching. So, yeah. It's been very, very just... It's been nice to be obsessed with something, to be honest. You underestimate how important it is for me to be, like, obsessed with something. It makes me feel like a person. It helps me thrive. Who would we be without our obsessions? maybe this is a very neurodivergent perspective of things, but like, where would I be? Though to be honest, I have to be honest. I think Serpentis is just the character I care about the least. I'm sorry. He's just a pathetic snake man. And that's his whole thing. He appeals to people and I get it, but he's just not for me. I'm sorry. But if it... no, there's no condolences. I think it's funny that Adam is so overtly terrible, but, you know. What do you do with that? Sometimes there's a guy that just sucks. No, that's all I got. Sometimes there's a guy who sucks. Brilliant concept. I think that's the reason I like Alistair too. What if there was a guy who sucks? Okay, the thing is, like, I know that Alistair isn't, like, actually a part of the hotel in the same way that other sinners are, like Angel Dust or Serpentis, but, like, I think it's interesting to have him there as, like, a contrast, where it's, like, Angel Dust grew up in this big mafia family and he died of a drug overdose, and it's, like, even if the drug overdose was self-inflicted, he didn't really have a lot of choice given his lifestyle and the way he lived, which contrasts greatly with Alistair, who was a serial killer and is probably in hell for that reason alone. So it's like, somebody who did have a choice in the life that they lived, and somebody who did. And I think it's gonna pose, like, a lot of intrigue about, like, you know, choice in factors in our lives that we don't really get to account for. Like, sure, there are stories of people who leave terrible, terrible families and repent, go on to live better lives, but how is it fair to the people who were raised by nuns to be perfect children? Some people get, like, a stairway to heaven and some people get an escalator. It's still the same way to go up, but one takes a hell of a lot longer. Arms are like that. She probably doesn't need defined musculature. She's kind of skinny. But it feels like her arms are too long. Maybe I'm just used to my own proportions. I'll put her hands on the end, but they're getting cut off. Maybe I'll cover them with hair if oh, those suck. They are getting covered with hair. This is a stream secret. And by a stream secret, I mean a mistake. No one ever has to know. Defined. The thing that sucks is that I kind of actually like drawing hands. Or rather, I like how hands look. But I'm just... Why do you think I draw everybody with a very prominent knuckle? It's like... I'm gonna say something like the eroticization of hands and I'm gonna get fucking razzed for it. Every day of my life, I am razzed for nothing. Sometimes that's all it takes. For good people to do nothing is to get fucking razzed very arbitrarily. I'm gonna leave the gloves loose because I love when fabric is loose. Like, I know it's gloves, but it has horror tendencies to it that appeal to me. Double checking. People can hear me, right? Because, like, I've had problems before. I've been traumatized. There have been terrible, terrible mistakes on this channel. Reprehensible. Now we're adding in a thick hatching. I don't get to do this a lot on my thumbnails because, you know, like, I'm making those more just to be like, oh, hey, cute girl! Who doesn't love a cute girl picture? Yay! But I love doing, like, thick hatching. I think it adds, like, a lot of, like... It makes the art look more laborious than it is. Because you gotta draw all the little fucking lines. But drawing all these little fucking lines is a lot easier than actually being good at art. Okay, yes, thank you, thank you. I'm sorry that I have to ask that. Sometimes mistakes happen. I live a very perilous, arbitrary life. Well, life full of arbitrary inconveniences and vague problems. Never anything like too exciting, just this. It's been a while since I've done a 24-hour stream. Actually, I've only done one of those once, but it was kind of fun. The thing is, I don't know if I can put people through that again. Then I don't know what I do for the 24 hours. Surely I can't just, like, draw the whole time. Yeah, I did, like, a 24-hour stream, like, a long time ago. But I showed, like, 3 seconds of bunny drop while eating lunch, and it got claimed. The reason we don't talk about the stream is because I tried to play Helltaker, something, and I fucked up so bad so frequently that people paid me to stop playing. So we don't talk about that stream, except me, who likes to, like, brag about it to my friends for clout. And by clout, I mean, so that way they'll invite me to play Overwatch with them. Because I'm so bad at it that I don't know how to open the chat. And because I don't know how to open up the chat, I can't see everybody who's calling me stupid and a bitch for not being able to play very well. So it's all a very blissful experience for us. They ask if I'm a bot because I die so frequently. Not to brag, but I'm the opposite of a gamer girl because I was raised myself with no hobbies. And now I'm trying to turn my hobbies into my career. So truly, I'm back at stage 1. I don't know, I feel like the boobs are too prominent. I might soften up her stomach a little bit. We love the squish here. I love the squish here. But you guys are here too, so these are your sins as well. If such a thing is even a sin. We're gonna give her, based on where her body is in this. That's probably where it would it rest there? Let's try it. Get rid of the undersketch for a second and just... If it's braced again, it probably wouldn't. It's fine. This is not my usual proportions, I gotta be real. I might actually, like, redo this as, like, a Xerox of a sketch. It's just, my style is more squishy. I'm not used to it. I might even just, like, make her head bigger just to, like, give myself the blessing. That might be just what's throwing me off. Let's try this again. Paper dolling to my natural proportions. Shit. Whoops. We're gonna use this as an undersketch. Make it really light and pretend that we did it right the first time, okay? I'm not a girl failure. I'm a normal. If anything, I'm so normal. After this sketch, because inevitably the screen is gonna get, like, copyright claimed anyway, regardless of what I do. Mind if I play the Has-Been soundtracks just so I can, like, diss the songs and or sing? Like, I'm obviously not gonna do the karaoke stream just to sing Has-Been songs. That seems unfair. And also, the subject you all to my singing is unfair, but if I do it ironically while drawing, then it becomes, like, camp. Acceptable irony. Because let me tell you, I do have opinions on the soundtrack. Most of the songs are good, I'd say, which is not a strong opinion, but it's there. The new remix that they did for April is not good, I think. But I'm not the kind of person who listens to remixes anyway, so it's not really a problem for me. You can tell when a cover of Hell's Greatest Dad is good by an artist when they're actually willing to do the silly voices for Lucifer. Because sometimes they don't do it, because sometimes you get a woman singer and she just wants to go, looks like you could use some help from the big boss of hell himself. But, like, you gotta do the silly voice! He's silly! You gotta be silly with it, too! Yeah! It's like, yes, you could use some help from the big boss of hell himself. And it's like, you gotta have fun with it! After I finally get somewhere good with this sketch, I promise, I'll play the soundtrack. Because, like, I don't even think this is royalty-free jazz. This is gonna be over no matter what. Okay, I'm gonna talk about characters now, because, like, I was just kind of sitting here being like, haha, rambling about nothing, but you know what, I do have opinions on Vaggie. I think she needs to have, like, a codependency arc. I think she, in that, like, at the moment the show is like, oh, she's so dedicated to Charlie! Isn't that romantic? She feels purposeless without her, and so she's dedicating herself to the hotel, and it's like, maybe that isn't good. Hey, maybe that isn't good. You know, I think she really deserves to have this, like, moment where she gets to choose her own life for herself. Just, you know, I feel like she just kind of went from serving heaven to serving somebody else. even serving, like, the daughter of the king of hell, which is, like, on the line of association. Not too far from, like, complete insubordination, you know? And it's like, she's literally singing about how she'll be her armor, and it's like, she should not want to do that? Maybe. Like, look, the last time there was a lesbian who sang about, like, how she was going to, like, die to help somebody, it was not good for her. And the whole point was the fact that it was deeply unhealthy. Shout out to Pearl from Steven Universe. She's become so relatable in this day and age. You're 15 and reading Steven Universe Critical, and then it's like, oh no, yeah. Imagine if you're, like... Imagine if your bisexual goddess queen died one day over a SoundCloud rapper. It would be over. It would literally be over. Like, no wonder she's like that during the series. Also, hi, sorry, I might be like a little stuttery, a little different. I took an edible, and I know it hasn't been like that long, but I did take an edible, so it's different for me. I am going through things that you are not experiencing, which is fun and novel for me. But I have no idea if it's fun and novel for basically anybody else. So, who knows? But we're gonna have fun today. Okay, got her heart back. Also, I hate to break it to you, but when I do put on the Has-Been soundtrack, I am going to sing. Not every song, but enough. Enough for you to question if it's worth it. And I think that has to be said before somebody kills me. I haven't said that deliberately. Or maybe I should say it deliberately to make sure this is a good time. Would this make this a better time? I have no idea if I could focus on drawing while high. The last time I did an edible, I was with a girl and she was like, oh, like, trying to make me see hallucinations, and it's like, no, you're gaslighting me. And then she's like, oh, what's that? I think you're making it up. And it's like, I wasn't! Oh, no, I experience shame, so I don't play any of my music with my friends. Maybe this means that my music taste sucks. Or maybe I just have friends who would make fun of me. Regardless, I don't know what to do. Anyway, yeah, one time a girl bullied me and it was hot. We don't need to talk about it, but I am putting it out there that I have a life off screen that you guys do not witness. And I get into shenanigans. One time I went to a strip bar. Yeah, like, look, in movies people ask, oh yeah, the Seraphims look cool as hell. But, oh yeah, I was gonna say, I did go to a strip club once, which was... You expect it to be wilder. I was almost disappointed, because you just kind of, like, sit there. Like, you kind of get the point after, like, the first 3 people, right? Like, you go up there. Sometimes you go upside down, which is sick as hell, but, like, it's kind of over after that. You get it. You basically get it. Oh, I just realized I left the description for the last stream I did under there. I'm gonna have to change that later. It's still about winning the hearts of nerdy girls. Which I don't know, maybe you could try to win my heart by letting me info dump about my special interest. I've already mentioned the fact that I think Vaggie needs to have, like, an arc about her codependency, because I feel like I did basically say my points, but in a really, really incoherent manner. I just think that she doesn't have a lot of defined character without being just Charlie's girlfriend. Like, that's the thing that they lean on the most. And it's... they're not even, like, really compelling as a couple. Like, you could say that's the fault of them being an established relationship, but they can write established relationships. You see it in Hell of a Boss. I think the real problem is that they're not as sexual as all the other couples. Because the thing is that they write every other couple to be, like, very sexual all the time. Like even Sir Pentious and Cherry get, like, the two dicks comments. Husk and Angel does have a whole arc about, like, hey, you can't just sexually harass me to get you... harass me as, like, a form of endearment. Blitz and Stolas are having to deal with, like, communication issues, whatever. But it's still, like, there's stuff going on there. But Charlie and Vaggie are just very sweet and pure. Oh, yeah. I didn't really like her deliveries as Vaggie, either. I just remember when she's, like, asking Alistair to fix the wall, and she's like, Alistair, we need your help. We need you to do your job. We need a wall. It's like, it's so underwhelming. And the thing is that she can voice act, but, like, maybe they just had her do the Rosa voice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and that works better in live action, because it's, like, the dead-on delivery is, like, part of the joke. By the way, changing the has-been music now. Like, maybe it's just hard, like, part of the joke, and so it makes more sense in live action. Because in animation, it just reads so dead. And not in, like, a good way. Not in, like, a way that's very... Like, Maud Pie is a great example of, like, a character who has, like, this dead-on voice. Also, sorry, My Little Pony mentioned, but, like, it's perfect. It has, like, the same kind of, like, apathy. Okay, come on. Sorry. My computer's loading slow. It should play. It's just being fussy. But I am liking the sketch a lot better now. I can't wait to color it. Oh. Like, thank you. Thank you for supporting women ranting about their hyperfixations when the world says they're cringe. You're a warrior for justice. I have, like, a whole playlist just for, like, 54 songs just for the series. So we'll get some mix of Hell of a Boss, a few covers in there. Some songs from the pilot, some songs from the series, my 3 favorite fan songs, 4 favorite fan songs, that sort of thing. But also, yeah, Keith David is, like, really good as Husk. Like, the thing is, it's so different from the pilot that when you go back to look at it, it's like, Jesus. Somehow both voices, like, fit, but they have different connotations to them, I feel. Like, you know, you got the sourpuss old drunk, and then you get, like, this version by Keith David that's, like, easier to convince yourself that he was once somebody important. I don't know, it just helps with the vibe. I don't really like how the pilot voice cast was really treated after the series got picked up. I mean, I don't know. I think it was just important to be, like, that loyal to where the series originated from, you know? Like, it took so many of the animators and artists and production staff over to do Has-Been. But, like, so many of the so much of the series wouldn't exist without the voice actors. I'm not even talking about the literal work they did. I'm talking about, like the fact that Vaggie and Charlie are only a couple because the voice actresses for Charlie and Vaggie had, like, such a good dynamic together that they decided to make them a couple in the writing room. It's like, I don't know. That being said, though, the new voice cast is very good. Like, the guy who's playing Alistair both times, just perfect to me. It's just so good. Like, both are obvious, like, both kind of have different vibes to them, like, obviously, series Alistair is way more restrained. You don't exactly get him, like, talking with his microphone anymore, and that's... I think it's just to preserve his vibe. I like the pilot voice actress for Maggie better. And Charlie was pretty good, too. It's just so weird to go back to it. Who else? Angel is also, like... I don't know, he was good both times. You can't deny it. When they hit, and when they don't, it just kind of fizzles out. That hand sucks. This arm sucks. Everything is terrible forever. I'm gonna imply that the elbow is there so I don't have to try to fuck up that hand again. It's not even in the original drawing. I just want it to be good. In the house of Asmodeus. Oh, this is Anna Pansy's cover of House of Asmodeus? Sorry. I like just the one part of the song where it's just like, oh lord, how the mighty do fall. Well, you used to have a smoking wife, a kid, you had it all. I don't think that's included in this version of the song, though, in this cover. But it's like my favorite part where he's like talking to Stolas and it's like, you sold your life for a breast. Yeah, I'd say something similar. I get the vibe that, like, there was like a manic vibe to him in the pilot where he was just like here truly for the laughs. But in the series, it feels like, I don't know, he feels more calculating, more like deeply apathetic. Not in like a bad way, just in like a sense where it's like he's scheming, he's plotting. He can't always be on screen because that would remove the intrigue of him, which is why the character is appealing to begin with. But in the pilot, like, he was originally going to be the one who was hit by the door. Like, the one that, when Sir Pentious, like, blasts into the hotel and, like, hits Nifty. He was the one who was supposed to get hit by in the original storyboards, but they probably took it out for being too silly. Which, wrong. I love the Gap Moe. Who else? I do think that, like, oh, I need to say this about, like, the Angel Dust actor for season 1. I do love how he did the original, like, how his voice kind of changes over the course of time, where it's like, he's obviously putting on an affect at first, you know, heavy New York, heavy squeaky, just, fuck yeah, man, you know, just running with, like, the whole vibe, but then after he talks to Husk and realizes that he doesn't have to put on as much of an act, he kind of, like, settles into a more natural register, and it's like, ooh, I love character detail. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, this is 2 minutes notice. I don't know if you can hear it very well. Let me know if the music gets too loud. Or too quiet. I don't know. But I gotta say, I love Mammon so much. Just... He's Australian, he's a spider, what's not to love? Yeah, that's like his whole thing. His whole thing is just presentation of character. I do love, like, I gotta talk about the V's. I don't really like Velvet's VA. Not because she's bad, but because it's like, oh fuck. It reminds me of, like, remember Six the Musical? In my mind, she's just Anne Boleyn, and it's like, Christ, god damn it. I listened to that song too many times, and now I kinda hate it. And anything that reminds me of it, it's like, fuck this again. But that could literally just be because she's British and social media oriented, so who knows? This could just be a meaningless complaint. I did think Vox and Valentino were handled really well too. Like, Christian Borle, like, he was good. Sorry, I know his name personally because I know him from Falsettos before I knew him from Has-Been.
Oh man, I didn't give a rat's ass.
Oh, juggling is cool. We've got. I can't do the announcing. Juggling! It's objectively cool! During camp is nobody's fool, but what's this? The twins have brought off the wire. Also, they're on fire. I can't. This is not a real song, I'm sorry. This is such a stupid song, but, like, you know what? Iconic. They should do more songs that are, like, this stupid. Things should be more awful. I think it's hitting. It has been 40 minutes. Yippee! But yeah, Vox just fits this perfect sort of, like, the voice he did for him just hits that perfect stupid CEO thing going on. I like two parts of this song, and it's literally just Lute's portions. Oh yeah, Lute and Adam. Adam's perfect for his characterization. Lute is just kind of your general defensive woman voice, I suppose. I don't know, I had no, like, preconceptions about them. The reason I was, like, so pressed about talking about voice actors to begin with was just because I didn't like how they were treated after Has-Been. I think they should have been carried through. Talking about some crack whore who fucked up already. He blew the shot like the cock's in his mouth. This discussion is pointless and petty. There's no question the B post. He's unholy case closed. Can't you forget that hell is forever? A man only lives once. You see him one. Yeah. I understand wanting to apply, like, a natural virtue to it, but I think it's, like, it comes from this very place of, like, of being the first guy who got there, who thinks that he's basically set for life. I don't think it was really supposed to reflect some sort of real-world individual. I think it was just supposed to communicate a level of entitlement. I mean, don't get me wrong, all art is commentary in some way. Like, all art intends to say something, whether it intends to or not. I mean, just earlier I was going on a tangent about how it's really interesting to have, like, a sinner who had a choice and a sinner who didn't have a choice at the hotel. Because it really does explain Alistair's worldview in regards to, like, you can't take back what you've done, because this is the life you're saddled with. Because he more or less got to make that choice for himself. Unless they're gonna try to say, like, oh, he killed people, but, like, he wasn't judgy. Where it's like, there was a whole deal But, like, unless they're gonna try to say, like, oh, he killed in self-defense and then just kind of fell down the path. No. I think this guy just... There was, like, obviously something going on there. Like, her eyes are just big. Oh, also theory for season 2, I believe. I think that, like... Sorry, the weed's hitting. I'm doing bad. I'm doing bad right now. I was excited to stream and now I'm just out of it. I'm so sorry. I don't know if this is entertaining for anybody, but I'm having a good time. If anybody's curious. It's... My theory for season 2 is basically that, like, because Molly is in heaven despite being involved in the same mafia family that sent their father, her 2 brothers down to hell, I think it's based purely on mentality. The entitlement of thinking that you deserve to go to heaven because you did something virtuous. You know? Like, you deserve to be there. It's all, like, thought crimes. Molly thought that she deserved to go to heaven despite anything that she might have been involved with. Again, we don't really have a lot of information about this. So, you know, it's all up in the air, really. But I think Molly believed that despite anything that she might have done, she deserved to go to heaven. While her brothers and father, who was aware of what they were doing was wrong, knew and went to hell. This kind of vies against, like, the theory regarding why Sir Penn just went to heaven. And I think it has to do with resolving the reason he went to hell to begin with, which was that he was, like, cowardly and turned away in battle in some way, given how old he must have been, like, 1800s, early 1900s-ish. That's, like, anywhere between, like, that's definitely, like, at least World War I era. So, yeah. Sorry. I think it was just about, like, the idea that all these people generally think that they deserve to go to hell for various reasons. Even when they really don't. I think it's all about the guilt that we create in our minds, because hell is only as real as we allow it to be. But this is just based on my own personal philosophy that hell is created more than anything. Just saying, things have changed a lot since we town. Welcome home. I'm gonna make you wish that you stayed gone. Say hello to a new status quo. Everyone knows that there's a brand new dawn. Turn the TV on! Welcome to the show. I'm sorry. I am not being comprehensible. I don't think I've listened to this song well enough to be able to do it and keep drawing the whole time. Oh, that hair doesn't look good. Don't listen to a word he say. I hope he had a nice vacay, but he should have stayed away. I'm gonna be quiet for like 5 minutes. Good to be back on the air. Yes, I know it's been a while since someone with style. Sinners rejoice! Instead of cloud-chasing mediocre video podcast, is Vox immature pursuing a lore between this or that? It's nothing worth it. I mean, he's got a new format. He's the shit that comes before that. Is Vox as strong as he purports, or is it based on his support? He'd be powerless without the other V's. And here's the sugar on the cream. He asked me to join his team. He's busy, that's the tea. I'm afraid you've lost your signal. I can redeem myself later, I promise. I promise. Let's begin. I'm gonna make you wish that you stay gone. Tune on in when I'm done. The status quo will know its waste is run. Oh, this will be fun. I listen to these songs like basically every day at this point, which is embarrassing for me, but also means that I should know the lyrics better by now.
Alright, spring breakers.
Which is disappointing for me.
Make some bitchin' bad choices. This is your final boarding call. All aboard. Pack your bags.
Sun's out. Take a vacay, babe. Take it straight to Bone Town. Free time, baby, relax. Soft hair, no hair, Brazilian wax. Hormones are cute, it's to the beach. Catch some waves while catching some D. Pack your bags. Sun's out. Take a vacay, babe. Take it straight to Bone Down. Hot you want.
Threesome, fivesome, having some fun. Back to my place, welcome to hell. Skulls out, holes out, how does it smell? Pack your bags. Sun's out. Take a vacay, babe. Take it straight to Bone Town. Pack your bags. Sun's out. Take a vacay, babe. Take it straight to Bone Town. Now who wants a piece of this?
Huh. Both in a row. That is just statistically not likely to happen. Fun. How does anybody do anything while high? First of all, it should be illegal. And second of all, it's impossible. I don't mean that weed should be illegal because otherwise I would be a massive fucking hypocrite for that. But in the sense that you actually have to do anything. I should probably be fine. I don't really like this one. No, sorry, this is moody bullshit. This is fine. Looks like you could use some help from the big boss of hell himself. Check out That Is Funny reviews on Yelp. Oh, 5 stars, flawless, great the great! With the punch of a pentagram. Oh, what that boom, alakazam! Usually I charge a sacrificial lamb, but you'll get the family rate. Thanks, Dad. Who needs a bus point now that you got the chef? Michelin basing menu free a la carte. I win the game for you because I'm the ref. Champagne fountains, caviar mountains, that's just a start. Who's been here since day one? Who's been faithful as a nun? Makes you chuckle with an old-timey pun. It's your executive producer. I'm your guy, your day-to-day, your chum, your steadfast hotelier. Remember when I fixed that clog today? I was stuck. Thank you, sir. Oh, you. I'm truly honored that you've been such a bond. You're like the child that I wish that I had. I care for you just like a daughter I spawned. It's a little funny. You can almost call me Dad. I know I'm slurring my words a bit, and I feel like I have an aneurysm in my head. Not like I'm experiencing an aneurysm. Like I just have like the tumor available. The blood clots, if you will. It's hard to make a path through resistance. Others say that in your needy hour, there's no substitute for pure angelic. This sucks. Who also just so happy to be in your blood. Sadly, there are times a birth parent is a death. They say the family you choose is better. What a bunch of losers. Ugh. Okay, I'm also gonna put it out there. Mimsy is not as annoying as people say she is. I don't know why people don't like her. She interrupted the song. Somebody had to. What was gonna happen after this? They were just gonna do a musical fist fight? But everybody's like, look, I don't know why people online, but they just hate women so much. There have been characters who commit literal worst sins, but her biggest crime is being like mildly annoying, and it's death for some people, I swear to God. Unjust. I hope she comes back. I hope everybody has to deal with her again. Because I like it when people are miserable. Yeah, I feel like I have the frozen blood clot already in my brain, which is really interesting. They don't tell you this at the weed store. Does this mean I have a blood clot? Am I dying? That'd be funny. I wonder how people would know if I died online. Like, how do you really figure that out? I guess if people are kind enough to post for their family members, that's how you find out. But that doesn't always happen. Some accounts are secret. Some accounts are just ones that people do not have access to. I don't know, there's like a billion reasons why somebody might not be able to get access. How would people find out? Would you just assume that they're on a very long hiatus until that long hiatus became 10 years, 20, 100? Or would that version of that person just die to you even if the other one was alive? Would you even know the difference? I don't know. I don't know if this is something that I worry about or if it's just something that I'm just mildly curious about. Is this why people comment, are you dead, in the hopes that by chance the person who would know the answer is watching that video? Or is it just something arbitrary to say to mock people for having busy schedules? I say this like I'm like resentful of having a busy schedule. As if I'm not using that excuse every month anyways. I think people tire of hearing of it. And I wish I had a better answer for them other than that. Sorry, apparently Jaime is very melancholic and quiet. The two things you want in a streamer. My internet must be very bad. I haven't seen the chat update in a while, and it took me until now to realize that that might mean that I didn't refresh my internet, as opposed to everybody has died and gone on without me. Oh yeah, nope. Yeah, my internet hadn't loaded in a while, so I just thought people stopped talking, and I just was like, yeah, that's fun. Ah, damn it. Anyway, yeah, it took me until now to realize that my phone just hadn't loaded the chat. You see, I used to have this great strategy where I'd prop up one computer that I'd be drawing on to, like, draw. Or do anything else, basically. The streaming computer. And then I'd have this other computer that was just supposed to help me read the chat. Because I don't know how streamers actually read the chat. Like, do they just have, like, a program that does it? Like, I know some have, like, text-to-speech programs that do it for them so that it's actually, like, engaging in a real conversation. But I fucking don't know. I was on a tangent. There was something. Sorry, I remember what song this is. I like this song a lot in the comparison to, like, the first Stolas one where it's like, you will be okay. But the thing is that I don't know if the guy who's singing for him, I think his name is, like, Bryce Pinkham, he can't hit all these high notes, and it's apparent. Also, sorry about being high on YouTube. I'm sorry. All alone upon your throne, your power is so frail. You raise your voice, you have no choice inside your building jail. I think I said builded jail instead of gilded jail. But, like, a jail does have to be builded is the thing, if there's gonna be a jail. That's just common sense, baby. The jail needs to be builded. I won. Also, I just remembered, we were complaining about Vaggy's voice earlier. It's really weird, her singing voice for Vaggy. It's so high-pitched in contrast to, like, how Vaggy talks most of the time. And it's annoying. It's like, like, it sounds so inconsistent. The only way I can really justify it narratively for it to be like that is this idea that, the current voice that she does is, like, an affect that she picked up from being an angel. Where it's like she's supposed to sound tougher than she is in order to combat demons. As opposed to this being, like, her actual vocal register, because otherwise, she is very uncomfortable all the time. Oh my gosh, thank you for the $10. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Joseph. Sorry. I was not very focused. Also, I don't remember what song was played at my graduation. I don't remember my graduation very well. I think I was kind of zoned out the whole time. I can't even remember what, like, my college graduation one was. Oh yeah, to clarify, I'm gonna have, like, 2 graduations because I have an associate's degree and then, like, a different degree. This is a Mara lore that I never discuss. Okay, this is a song that I have on the playlist because I don't hate it. But I have no strong feelings about it. Also, there is a part of the song where Vaggie sings in, like, her normal register, and it sounds at least consistent. But, like, hearing this part mirrored in the finale song where it's like, come live your destiny, it's like, wow, they're a family who love each other. And that's enough for me. I need very little to be happy fundamentally because I am easy as a person. Almost deliberately so. Again, how do people do anything high? My body is, like, gravity is not working for my body right now, so it feels like I'm being slowly crushed, which is nice. Big fan. Actually enjoy being crushed, recreationally. The sound you hear of me not talking is the sound of regret. I mean that I like weighted blankets. I like things that are heavy being placed on top of me. It's nice. Compression stim, if you will. If somebody makes a your mom joke, you die. From this far to where now we're meeting a second time. Let's have such fun together. And you have what I need. And I have one tiny question. Tell me who those demons plead. Hey, sorry, they just got in my way. I promise, honey, I can feel your pain. Maybe I enjoy it just a little bit. Does that make me insane? I'm gonna seem since I expire. Doesn't mean that I plan to retire. I have the power to bring all of you in entertaining fire. Da, 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 la, 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 la. Hey, sorry that we just got in my way. Or else, honey, I can feel your pain. Maybe I enjoy it just a little bit. Does that make me insane? I've been the same since I expire. Doesn't mean that I plan to retire. That was the eraser. I am high. I was trying to figure out how the angle would work, and then I realized I was trying to do math. A tragedy. Why anyone would do this to me feels unjust. Like picking on a small child, or a baby. Or maybe an adult woman. You never really know with these sorts of things. Charlie, keep a cool head. No, it's not fair, Sarah. What are we even talking about? Some crack whore fucked up already. Sure, go for it, man. I am not doing entertaining very well at the moment. I'm just trying to survive now. I've been looking forward to this for weeks and then I blow it. That is like me for real. What are you saying? Oh, sounds like fun. I'm lucky to be alive right now. And yet, here I am. Oh yeah, the poison ivy thing. I'll wait till this is colored in. Yeah, basically. But the idea of putting together, whoa, Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy fusion, saying that out loud, no offense, it feels like that was gonna be really mean, and then I deliberately forgot the mean fault to keep me. It reminds me of those Just Two Things t-shirts. Modius. Think you can see the send a serenade. Their skills on the velvety stage. Well, we got a scent that's quite popular in these parts. Only little bitches from the strings of their heart. Before we knock you around. Everything about want and desire. Depravity, savagery, burns harder than fire. So give it a thrust. Show me some lust. From the groin to the bust. Present you just must in the house of Asmodeus. Sing us a song. Make sure it's perfect, getting it on. Graphic and tactically loud. Go ahead, the mic's on. I had this idea for like an interesting coloring strategy, but it ultimately doesn't matter if I don't blend the colors together properly. Oh yeah, Asmodeus is real fun. They make Missionary look relatively exciting. No, I had like an idea. Didn't work out, but sometimes you gotta test things to learn. Sometimes into the streets, just out in the streets, making free. Is that a prince? Stolas, is that you? Oh, my dark lord, how the mighty do fall! You used to have a smoking wife, a kid, you had it all! I hope you didn't give it up so you and him could get it all. You sold your life for a thrust! That's the spirit of love. I like that they're the one who like caused this relationship drama that happened because it's very funny. A bubble of the cashier. Another lover underneath these flashing lights. Another one of those ruthless nights. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess that is what happened. Red hot eyes, doing all those red hot lies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's the worst part of this hell? I can only blame myself. 'Cause I know you're poison, you're feeding me poison. Addicted to the tongue, I can't help but swallow up your poison. I've made my choice, and every night I'm living like there's no tomorrow. Whoa, sorry, I'm taking so long to color. I think I just want to get the tones right, but really I should be starting with the hair because that's going to be the most prominent element of color grading. I'm having trouble with my eye though, more than anything. Heartbeat difficult to resist another cold. Like there's no tomorrow. Whoa. Any way you want me, baby, that's the way you want me. I'll be yours. Now I gotta trust the process. I remember that. Now. It always felt so stark. The silence grows under the moon. I used to think that I was bold. I used to think love could be fun. And now my stories have been told, except for one. Till alive, I hope you take it as a sign. You'll be okay. Everything will be okay. When the 7 rays collapse, one day will be your last. You will be okay. Everything will be okay. And when that nation goes to die, you can find me in your star. Raw ass song. It's really funny to just go into space and be like, hey, infant daughter, don't worry. When creation dies, you will be fine.
Don't be shy. Make yourself comfortable. Surprised? I've been known to take a
I'd be insane if people said that to me.
few things more entertaining than a good song, don't you think?
Oh, by the way, I want to clarify that this is We'll Meet Again sung by Alistair, but like ethically. Paranoid DJ did like a cover of it. AI voice is terrible. I'm having comprehensive thought, I promise. I promise. I'm like Amadeus, not William Wolfgang. Fucking whatever. Amadeus Mozart. I mean, I'm saying something. This is great content. This is such great content. I'm winning. I'm never doing this again. Alright, what I was trying to say is support real people who talk, not robots. It's so easy to make a robot talk, but that's why you gotta fight it. Nothing good is ever easy. I'm having eye problems. I might have to call it quits early just because I'm not functioning properly. I thought this would be like a fun idea for a stream, but clearly I can't handle it. I'll try to see what I can do to finish up this drawing, but I might not continue doing this just because I cannot function. Again, how do people do this? How do people do this and are like, oh, we watched this while high? Why would people do that? I will never understand this species. We're kind of like calcified rot.
Until we meet again, my friend.
That fucker's back! Yeah!
This is only meant for comedians.
It's been 7 years! You still pissed he almost beat you that time?
Fuck you.
Just saying.
Things will be resolved.
That's for